you have a bunch of models that you need to paint, that's actually exactly why I'm doing this today. So we're going to go over a really interesting concept that I've had really, really good results with. It's actually the last miniature painting stream I did was my first test of this process. Over the last few months, I have been continuing to test and hone it a little better. And I think this method of painting is one of the best for anyone who isn't trying to make display quality models. So say you have a board game or you like to play Warhammer, but hobby games and stuff isn't all of your time. You have so many other things going on that maybe you only can devote even 2 hours a week to miniature painting. If you're in that case, this is my recommended method for getting your models painted. It's extremely fast and has actually really good results for what I call table ready. So a table ready quality miniature is one that is painted. It looks nice, it looks really good, but it doesn't have all those fine details that we spend 80 hours on a single model for to make a showpiece ready model. I understand for a lot of people that's completely ridiculous and impossible to devote that much time to, but be kind of unnecessary because that's not what you're doing with the model anyways. Most people just need to get their models painted so that they can play with them. Because, come on, a painted model is always going to be better than using unpainted gray models. So, this is a method I learned about probably 8 months ago by the Honest Wargamer. It is something, I believe he coined the term, I'm not 100% sure on this, but it's something called the slap chop method. So essentially, we're going to trick some steps and kind of trick how your eyes process a model to create a lot of depth and difference that normally you would build up with layer upon layer upon layer of glazes and highlighting. And we're going to do that in a much faster method. We're actually going to hide all of that highlight and depth in the undercoat, and then we'll just put our color on top of it. And for table ready, that's about it. You can build in some details on top of that still, but that's really all you need to do. So a few things with this: you want to use a black primer, and then you want a light gray for your highlights. So those are kind of like the two big requirements: is a black for your primer and a light gray for the first level of undercoat. You also want to use a dry brush. Even makeup ones like this work perfect, especially in regards to something like this slap chop method. the stream ended up being about 3 hours and 40 minutes. So that's about 3 hours of painting. So completed up this entire guy with a lot of time wasted on the fact that I didn't prime it beforehand.